We are 100 days and 1 week into the war between Ukraine and Russia, so I thought we should talk about where we are. This video is going to talk about the war, the cost to American taxpayers, the global cost to gasoline and food prices, and what the future may hold. This is a long one, but it's worth the watch. First, let's acknowledge the tremendous amount of life lost and horrors the people of Ukraine have been living with since the invasion of their country on February 24th. The fighting continues and as of right now is focused in the eastern part of the country in the Donbass. The will of Ukrainian people and soldiers to keep fighting surprised a lot of people, including the Russians. Let's be clear, in my very early videos about this war, I was talking about the Russian plan to take the capital of Kyiv in a matter of days so Putin could install a puppet government and take over all of Ukraine. None of that has happened because the Ukrainian fighters, to everyone's surprise, have been able to push Russian troops back and have kept up the fight ever since. How have the Ukrainians been able to do this? Of course, their will to fight and their training is significant, but they've largely relied on the weapons and financial support of the United States and our allies. How much are we talking here? Well, since the start of the war in late February, the United States Congress has allocated $53 billion. Yes, that money goes to weapons, but also humanitarian aid, economic assistance for the Ukrainian government, and for Ukrainian farmers, among many other things. And U.S. lawmakers say that $53 billion probably won't be the last of it either, especially if this war continues on after September. I'm sure you're wondering, how in the world does this war have anything to do with my gas prices and my food costs? Well, first, you need to understand we have an inflation problem globally. This war was not the initial cause of it. It really started as the world started to emerge from the pandemic last fall, but this war is certainly not helping things. Now to the oil costs. Sanctions on Russian oil are causing massive disruptions in the oil market, which contribute to record high gas prices. Why? Russia is one of the world's largest exporters of oil. Now understand, gas prices aren't just high here in the United States, they are soaring everywhere. The United States basically phased out importing Russian oil at the end of 2021, and our European partners, who import a ton of Russian oil, have now agreed to ban 90% of it in the next 6 months. So why should you care about that? Well, the global oil market is going to continue to be very volatile through that phase out process in Europe. Here's the fact. In the United States, gas prices have increased almost $1.40 since the war began in February. And they're likely to hit $5 a gallon very soon. As I always say, oil disruptions in one part of the world impact gas prices all over the world. As for your food prices, Russia and Ukraine combined make up more than 1/3 of the world's wheat and barley exports. Ukraine is the global leader in sunflower seed oil used in food processing and one of the world's largest exporters of maize, which is like corn and vegetable oils. Those products become bread, noodles, and animal feed. And without animal feed, meat products could also become scarce and more expensive. Right now, Russia is blocking the export of a ton of that Ukrainian product, not allowing it to leave the port cities, causing a lot of concern among many countries about a possible food shortage crisis. Now, the White House says we probably won't be seeing any kind of food shortages here in the United States, but we are seeing increased prices due to, of course, inflation, but also supply chain issues and this war. So where do we go from here? This war likely will turn into what's called a war of attrition. That means it's a prolonged war where each side tries to wear the other side down through a series of attacks. Russian President Vladimir Putin recently said he is in this for the long haul, and he believes his path to victory is just to wait us all out. Notice I didn't say wait Ukraine out. I said wait us out. Putin thinks the American people, the American government, the Europeans, and our allies will get tired of these high gas prices, get tired of the food costs, and get tired of spending billions of dollars to help Ukraine with the financial and military support it needs. So he thinks if he could just wait us all out, he can just win simply and take over.